Hi, I'm Nate,
I'm Joe.
And I'm Zach.
and we made this video game. It's Cylor versus the evil mutant cats, and we're trying something different today, and we're doing like a developer commentary thing, let's play, I don't know. And
Developer commentary, let's play. That's the terminology I would have used.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a dev play. I don't really know what you'd call it, but it's
Devs play.
a dev diary, a postmortem.
Postmortem.
Sure.
We could call it a postmortem,
This
actually.
game's
There you
almost a year old now. How does that make you guys feel?
But it's not. It
Well,
kind of
that's-
is.
That's the secret.
Well, that's what
story.
we're here to discuss.
Yeah.
So let's cut the chit chat and get in.
All right.
So you originally made this game as a little prototype almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Was it really that?
It was March 2012. I made the
Oh,
prototype for
wait.
this. It was something I made in. I think I started it at school one day because I had a lot of time at school to waste. So I prototyped this. I think I got almost everything visually done in a couple hours. And then I just kind of put the game down. I didn't really care about making it. Like, I put up a video and stuff. I was like, hey, I made this, but I didn't really plan on finishing it.
Yeah, and it's like you were doing it for our Festivals Fun Time Fun, or at least maybe attempting it for that, right?
I made well. The interesting thing with that is because the Festivals Fun Time thing was
A disaster.
well, it was a disaster, but it was in February, right? Like that was
Yeah,
Okay,
February,
so
March-ish,
I
around
think
there.
I don't remember exactly how this worked out because I made a similar prototype at one point for a similar idea for Fun Time Fun, and then this just kind of came out of that later. I believe that's how that worked out.
I see.
So it's a
It's
a little weird.
It is. I remember though, like having conversations with you about this and how it should be like, hey, we're like, maybe you should just make it like an arena combat game where you just fight waves of enemies, because you were maybe thinking about trying to get it done in time for the Festivals Fun Time Fun deadline.
Yeah.
And it would have been a very, very different game if you had decided to listen to my terrible advice.
It would have been that other fun-sized game I tried making a long time ago.
Yeah, only it would have been like from a side perspective.
Yeah. I wouldn't have liked that. Just because this game doesn't exactly have like the strongest combat. So.
No, I mean the combat's serviceable, but it's not great.
Oh, I got hit.
Oh, you got hit.
Uh,
So yeah, like fast forward a year or so.
We decided to start doing we thought that we were going to try to do the one game a month thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
OneGameAmonth.com for that. It was a cool thing, and we wanted to do that, but it didn't really work out because we were busy doing other things as well at the time. So.
Yeah. Stop in this room here if you would, though. The Let's Wrestle room.
Oh, sure.
This room went through a lot of different changes, and if I become obsessive about it in some fever dream later, it might again. But coming up here, you're going to need to get at least one secret in order to progress properly through the game. And I try to design this room in such a way that you might very easily stumble into that secret there. By putting these breakable blocks there. So, I mean, it seems like some people seem to pass it by, though. Still.
Should I go down or left? I forget.
You go either way you want. That's still the point, man. You can show off that map and show how open the world is.
Oh yeah, here's the map.
Outdoors.
This one.
This is my
changes.
this is my proudest creation.
Proudest creation. So after fast forward a year, the one game a month thing, I ended up finishing this game. We'll talk about that a little more later, with some more help from you guys. But several months later, I decided we needed to do an update because the map was terrible.
Yeah.
And
It was just a little
We
thing
ended
off
up
in the
changing
corner.
way more than just the map.
the map was the big thing.
Well, it was that in the port to Game Maker Studio, which
Yeah.
is like Mac compatibility. That's nice. I did the porting. I wasn't involved at all with this project up until. I think I might have helped you a little bit with your first release, just a tiny little bit, but
Well, I think it was with saving.
Yeah.
Saving.
It's
games.
always with saving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't really understand that too well. Anyway, this is a pretty snazzy map screen, and I wouldn't have been able to do this.
No, I love how the icons look. I mean, it's simple but readable. You can mouse over room names to get, or rooms to get their names, and portals to get their destination.
Yeah, I love that the most. I don't even know how you did that. Does it just save it when a portal object is spawned, or like?
I do believe there is a an array that's in the game's code that like blocks all that information out.
So you just manually put all that in.
Yeah, some of it's not manual. Like the actual paths between rooms are not manual. Those are just like created.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, back to the game itself. Oh, by the way, secret within a secret. Ooh, we have to come here.
I really like the way that's. I really like the way that's laid out, because it's like you get that, you're led into that secret, and then you immediately get the opportunity for another secret if you were paying attention.
Well, yeah, it's like that secret is handed to you very easily, because I want the player to be able to at least get one, or at least maybe start thinking about looking for some in the future. Mm-hmm. But this isn't handed to you. I mean, of course, if you watch this and you haven't played the game yet, which you should probably be playing the game before you watch this.
Yeah.
But if you decide to do it the other way, I guess we'll have spoiled this for you, and we'll spoil most things for you. Maybe not everything, but
not everything.
But
that's definitely a certain thing that I would rather not spoil.
Yeah, certainly. But observant players will probably get more out of visiting this room this early. The previous secret.
Yeah. By the way, I love the tiki cats, or the tiki cats. You added those.
Yeah, I ended up doing a lot of the art when well, okay, so getting back to the creation, the genesis of this game, we were doing the one game a month thing, and I was just kind of like, hey, I just kind of want to make a game by myself, sorta, but I'm not good at the coding, I'm not good at the numbers or the math.
You did a pretty large amount of programming. I was impressed with your handling the enemies, all things considered. Because you don't do that much usually.
Yeah, but
because everything Joe knows about like GML was pretty much just from common sense and watching me do a lot of code at certain points.
It's specifically what happened here is I decided to go with this because you had like the basics in place, which is always my problem. I just kind of need tools to make a game.
Yeah, like I already had a tool set in place. There were already like a couple enemies made, like
and
the Lotus and the.
Yeah, there were the normal cats. The only enemies that were there before I decided to try this myself were the flying cats, the normal cats, like the angry looking ones that walk around, the big cats, and the Lotus.
Yeah.
That was it. Everything else I added.
Which one's the flower, herb dirt.
Yeah. Well, it's maybe not actually a lotus, but we call it that
well,
because
I think it looks more like a rose, but I call it a lotus because the Super Mario World enemy.
Yeah, I always thought of that to myself as a tulip.
It's something. It's definitely not a lotus.
I totally forgot you put a Cylor cat so early in the game.
Yeah, I wanted to put these guys in a couple more places.
I was kind of happy with them being late game.
Well, the thing about it is like the title of the level is Scouting Ahead. The idea is that it's just sort of a little bit of like
foreshadowing.
Yeah, I wouldn't use that word specifically, but something similar to it.
Well, it's just like, if you don't see them often, it's like kind of like a neat thing when you do finally see them en masse near the end.
Yeah.
They're in literally 2 rooms besides those endgame rooms. It's that room and one of the rooms in the Gauntlet. And I mainly did that because their AI is kind of neat, but the rooms that they were in weren't really taking the best advantage of it. So I wanted to try and see how they were in a few different other spaces, which is why I decided to do that in the update later. You also had art for these ceiling cats, but not behavior. Like the cats that hang from the ceiling and drop from below, or rise from below rather. Yeah.
Really?
Those were in there. I don't know if you had ever intended on doing anything with them or what you would have done with them.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't remember making that art. I thought that was. That's interesting.
That was you. I maybe made some of the different little faces, but I know like the base was there, and I was like, what if they kind of dropped down and did a thing? And
there we go.
I like how that level's called Hurry Up.
Yeah. I always miss that one on the first time, but I actually managed it this time.
Well, it's like I really like the crates, as kind of weird as they are to use. I
They're
just
buggy.
like how A little bit. I fixed the major bug that was there when if you were playing the game with the arrow keys or WASD, I forget, it was one or the other. They were just completely broken.
Oh yeah.
It's actually kind of funny. The main reason why I did the Game Maker Studio port in the first place, even before we had decided to make revisions to the game, the main reason we had decided to do that is because for some reason those bombs crashed the game on Windows 8.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It just happened for some reason.
For no reason, just specifically when a bomb was dropped, right?
Yeah. Well, when it exploded.
Yeah, like the explosion object. Anything else that would have caused it, if you were able to get far enough in the game to see it, probably would have done the same thing.
It's so oddly specific of a bug too, and we never figured it out.
Well, it wasn't a bug that was under our control. It was a Game Maker bug. It was just an incompatibility with Game Maker itself with Windows 8.
Yeah.
Those explosions are just too advanced for Windows 8. Look at those realistic explosions.
I just really like, though, going back to the crate thing real quick, I just like how, as simple as they may be and as little buggy as they were, I like how I try to do something different with them, and I didn't use them very often. Like, every room that has them does something different with the crate.
Yeah.
Like, all 4 or 5.
That's a shard I always miss.
Wait, when was that shard put there? I don't even remember that being.
I needed to move that because of what I did with the portal location in Skyland or Skytown or whatever that level is. That room name. By the way, the update added room names. That was fun to write.
Yeah, that's cool. It's something the game was missing a little more flair.
Well, the main thing was, like, going along with the update to the map was, you know, I thought the layout to the game was pretty okay for something that was made the way it was in, like, a couple weeks. But it's still kind of hard to remember individual locations.
Yeah. Just
because of the nature of the art. So I thought, you know, the better map was one thing. But just having some room names to maybe identify certain circumstances and, like, little situations would be helpful to helping you remember what was what as well.
I alt-tabbed.
Oh, no.
That was my bad. There's no mouse lock, so sometimes you'll you'll accidentally alt-tab. That's something...
I tend to paint full screen.
By alt-tab, you mean...
click outside the screen.
Click outside the screen, right?
I just call that alt-tabbing.
That probably would be confusing to some people.
Yeah,
well, you
don't use alt or tab in this game, so...
Nope.
Actually, just out of curiosity, I'm gonna go get the entire changelog.
Okay.
Or Cylor.
Yeah.
There's a secret here I might as well grab.
Really like this room now.
If you're watching this, and you haven't played the game, or you're just bad at the game and you're watching it anyway, and you haven't figured it out yet, the secret areas, the walls or whatever, they don't wiggle. No squiggle vision.
They don't have that weird effect.
You can take that shortcut, Nick.
Sorry, what's that, Joe? You kind of...
You could take that shortcut, that portal.
To get back up?
Oh yeah, because you have 6 gems now.
Yep.
Yeah, 6 is the magic number for unlocking some of the other paths around here.
It's because it's the number of the beast. Trying to make this game demonic.
Yes.
Satan.
But yeah, what is it about the Tiki Cats you think you like? Because we just saw a couple.
Oh yeah, they just have a cool design. I mean, I like how you did that art. It's just like a weirdly stretched version of the normal cats. I like it. They got a lot of personality.
Yeah, like if they've got, and they're also like the ones that look the most mutant. Like it's just got this weird like distended face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that's the thing. I don't really know why I called them Tiki Cats.
Well, because they're tall.
Yeah, I guess, you know, they sort of resemble like one of those masks, but there's nothing like actually tiki-like about them.
Well, yeah, it's like a tall oval mask with like a weird elongated mouth. So yeah, that's why you would call them those.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the explosions caused it to crash on Windows 8.
Yeah.
And
a benefit of doing that port, aside from fixing that bug, is just it performing better in general and being Mac compatible as well.
And Linux eventually, if we buy that extension.
Might be worth it. I would honestly rather just do like a Sanford engine port of this game eventually.
Oh, this is one of my favorite rooms.
Oh, I love this room. Reminds me of one of the levels in Doodle, oddly enough.
Yeah.
Right next to each other on the map, there's those like little one-screen rooms that aren't connected to any other room. It's Spike World and Spike Planet, right?
Yeah.
I think
That's
so,
a funny.
yeah.
That's a funny little.
I
gag.
gotta get back there now. I kind of lost the way though. Is it? I go
Well,
up
you
and
have
then
your-
to the right.
You always have your map.
Oh right. All right. So.
It's 6,2, I think.
6
Yeah.
decisions, and then Spike World. Okay.
Yep.
And that will be to if I go that way. Okay, so I have to go left and down.
Well, no, because that's you warp into that room. You got to go up.
Yeah, like look at the portal again. Like mouse over 6,2.
Okay, and then there.
And that teleports you back to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that room has 2 portals that can take you to either one of those little single rooms.
Oh,
nested
okay.
portals.
Okay, so which way do I have to do to get back?
You want to go left and then up.
Yeah, left, up, right.
Left, up. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I'm probably not the best person to show off the map and like finding my way around this world because I get lost in this game a lot. I've played through this game on multiple occasions and I still get lost. I just have bad sense of direction in games in general. I don't know why that is. It's just
But
something-
he's also not the one that designed the world. Again, that was
Yeah.
me.
Well, I'm not the
Did you do anything after the initial prototype?
Well, he helped me with the boss, which
Yes.
we could and he helped me fix a couple coding issues as well.
The interesting thing about the boss, I actually made the art for the boss in the original prototype. The original prototype has the art for the boss in there, and
Like the pre-Cylor prototype.
I would go open up that 7 gate. Doesn't that portal just take you back?
No.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
No, I'm gonna save that one. So
I'm
it's,
crazy.
Oh, I accidentally
Trust
opened
me.
it. Whoops. I was gonna save it so there's a map indicator, but I forgot they open kind of weird, don't they? Cover shooter.
Oh right, this is how you get the cover shooter now.
Yeah, because originally when you went down to the very bottom towards the boss, which we were at much earlier, there was that room that had the 2 portals and the lava lotus thing in the middle. That used to take you to like above one of the early game portals, but in like a section that with secret blocks you couldn't have seen before. Problem was most people didn't really pay attention to the fact that they were in a room they were in already, and just jumped off the left side, which was there to enable you to easily backtrack if you didn't want to go through the secret area, which you're in right now. And if you went off the right, you would fall down to where cover shooter was, but nobody went that way, so they just like wasted their time and like ended up getting stuck in an early part of the game because they weren't really paying attention.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, I'd rather just not have that be a problem.
Also, the reason that level is called Cover Shooter is it's a sequel to a level in Doodle, which is a game that we might finish eventually, still.
Yeah, like that's weird because we still have talks about that game all the time.
Doodle
Hey
was-
guys, I can tell the folks at home how many problems there are that need to be fixed in Doodle before we can ship it, quote unquote.
Yep, there aren't a lot.
There are 48.
Yeah, like, I mean,
That sounds like a lot,
This isn't exactly a
but-
secret because whenever people ask, I always give this answer. Doodle has been 95% done for years.
Yeah. I would say more like 90. But
We just never got around to finishing it, and that's
Every year it goes up like a couple percent.
is it 95 or I don't know.
I would
It's
say
close. I mean, like there's like 48 sounds like a lot, but
There's
I,
no
I would say
levels
it
to
was
be
like
made.
I would say it was like 80 for a couple years, and then like earlier this year when you worked on it, Joe, and added like and that stuff. Spoilers.
oh,
Spoilers. Play Doodle first. The whole game that isn't out.
how about you just
But you know that like that's the when you worked on it and you added that thing and some other stuff. I would say like that brought it from like 85 to 90,
Yeah.
something like that.
I mean, I can even. You can even.
And like you said 48 problems, but really it's like problems as in issues, as in like issue tracker issues, because like only some of those things are bugs and some of those things are things that aren't finished, and some of that is like content.
there are 48 things I have to change.
There is
Change.
a to-do list that is 48 items long.
Yes.
There we go. And the majority of those are very small things.
Yeah. Sometime maybe after maybe after the other thing is
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Cylor 2, The Return of Samus.
Doodle 2 Redemptribution.
Okay.
Maybe after Doodle 2 Redemptribution is out, which is the game we're working on right now that isn't Collectums.
Yeah.
Just that out too.
Just whatever, just go on.
All right. So where should I go next? Oh, I didn't go to Spike World, did I?
Well, you don't necessarily need to. The stuff at the top you could do. You could go to Spike World. You could start heading down a bit more.
Yeah, I'll
You
head
really
down.
want.
Can I do the gauntlet yet?
Yes, actually, I think.
Oh my
It
god.
takes 9 gems.
9
Yeah.
gems? Alright, I guess I'm doing the gauntlet. Except wait, I'll do the Spike World first. Because that's more fun.
But as you were saying, whenever
I did that again somehow.
Okay, whenever the game we're
that's
working
actually where you want to go, Nate.
Okay, like whenever the smaller game that we're working on that's gonna come out before Collectums is done, maybe we could take a week or two
It's
and
literally
finish
how
it.
much work there is to do.
That is literally how much work there is. Yeah.
Nate,
I-
you want to go in that secret
No,
if you're
I-
going to Spike World.
And I always have
do?
to put in this disclaimer.
Oh, okay.
I always have to put in this disclaimer whenever I talk about this. But if you were one of the people who actually spent money on Doodle and you want your $3 back, just contact us.
No,
and
Zach, I
drop
need
us
that
an email.
$3 really bad. I need the $3.
I thought it was 2
Yeah,
at a
it
certain
was,
point.
it was too.
Oh, was it 2? Oh yeah, it was 2, and then it was gonna go up to 3. That's right.
Yeah.
If
And
so,
then it
if
went
you,
up
if
to
you
0.
so if you want your $2 back, drop us a line, and we will gladly give you your $2 back, or just like give you a copy of one of our games.
Yeah.
So the thing about this, real quick, Nate, is
Dude, should I go left or right?
well, the portals are like equivalent to the rooms on the map. So the one that's further to the right is in the right portal.
All right, that's clever. I never noticed that.
Yep, and Spike Planet. This one's probably harder than Spike World.
Yeah.
is.
At least
Maybe
there's a
less.
save right next to me, though. So.
But yeah, I went to an art show recently, or it was like this crafts thing where just local artists were selling stuff, and I actually ran into an old high school friend of mine.
Oh,
And she was one of the people that bought Doodle, and we were just reminiscing a little bit. Like we didn't talk a ton, but that came up, and it's just like, I'm so sorry. You wouldn't take the gun, and you can shoot me right now. I apologize.
When I started playing competitive TF2, not the first season, but the second season, the team that I played on that year or that fall, had a guy who kept going, I swear I know you from somewhere. What is it? And then finally one day he was like, oh, I was a fan of Nate Naderson, and I bought Doodle, and I just gave him a key as this refund.
That's great.
For people who aren't even familiar with it, Doodle Nate was like, "Hey, I'm taking pre-orders," and like I only think like 20 people paid for it, and then Nate, the project didn't get happen, and then we were all like stressing ourselves out about trying to make it worth $3, and eventually we decided it wasn't worth it and canceled it.
Yeah, it was like feature creep. It was a
Feature Creep, the video game.
Yep, pretty much.
Some of the levels aren't real damn good though.
Oh no, I still think that game, like for what it is, it's pretty cool.
No, I'm still pretty proud of it.
So we're in the gauntlet now, and I like
the
how
Gauntlet's the most notorious part of this.
Yeah, I mean,
Notorious among us.
well, it's like, you know, I thought it would
It's
be nice to
designed
have
to
an
be-
intentionally hard section.
Yeah, it's designed to be that area that people know about. If that makes any sense.
And it felt like, hey, you only get 1 gem out of this, but you have to even collect it in shards, which also makes it a little more difficult to really get your full reward out of it.
Yeah.
And
Did I get the one in the previous room? Yeah, I did.
yeah, you did. Yeah, there's one left. It's in this.
This is the worst one.
Ted was not able to beat this. Like, he was playing it recently, and he could not beat the gauntlet.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah.
oh god, that was close. Alright.
I also like how a little bit before the gauntlet, you walked into one of the first rooms that you can see the ninja cats in, and you just left. Just
I
like,
hate the
no.
Ninja Cats. And also,
I'm really happy.
I hate them, but I love their art.
Well, it's like they're probably the most interesting programmatical thing on my end, where I had to like I set up the code to like perform different actions based on like the sprite index number, which is complicated shit for me. Okay. So it's like
Technically have enough to go fight the final boss now.
you do. You technically can go. You can go kill the final.
I could do that.
Or we could get all the gems and keep talking.
I mean, you don't necessarily have to get everything.
I don't want to get everything before the final boss because I don't want to show off the secret on video.
You have to beat the final boss before you can even get everything. Anyway,
Oh yeah, that's true.
there's the one thing you can't even do because he will tell you no. No, you want to go down.
I want to go down. Oh, to the right, right?
Well, I mean, there's that giant cat face. It's like, hey, this is the way.
Right, right.
I only did that a couple times, like using negative space to draw things in the environment, and
Yeah.
it was almost always an arrow, except for that one cat face there.
Yep, and the exclamation point.
Oh yeah, that too. So what is probably your favorite enemy in the game? I mean, it might be the Tiki Cats, but we talked about them extensively
I
already.
think the Tiki Cats. I'm just gonna say the Tiki Cats. I
Sure.
can't.
Like the Cannon Cats.
I also like the bouncy cats with like the little dumb face, the little dead.
Oh, yeah, those were new for the new update. I felt
Yeah.
like the game could have used one more enemy, so it was like, hey, I'll do this.
I really like the sprite for the ninja cats.
Yeah.
And the way they disappear like pixel by pixel.
Oh, here we
Yeah.
go. The final stretch.
I was really happy about that in general, just everything about the Ninja Cats. Being able to do something complicated for me, programmatically, and making some interesting looking art.
I'm really happy with how we updated the final boss.
Yeah, we can talk. We can.
Oh, Joe died.
I know what Joe's gonna try to say. The final boss, probably like in terms of like design phase, that probably like took the longest amount of time out of
Yeah,
any
making
of
everything.
any of the work we did during the update. Probably the longest amount of time was devoted. I mean, maybe like tied with the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was devoted to improving that final
The less
boss.
fun things
Am I
to make.
back, by the way?
Yes, you are back.
Okay. And yeah, that final boss went through a lot of changes, like the.
There we
Oh,
go.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, Joe's internet has been really shocking.
Awful lately, yeah.
Yeah.
Poor gent.
All right, let's see if I can do this. Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
first try.
That reminds me of the last level in Super Mario Land 2, of all things.
Yeah, you gotta like fall into the platforms in Mario's place.
Yeah. All right. So the boss is below us, but what's here? Oh, it's that screen, right?
Yep.
Okay. You want to just go straight to the boss, or?
Yeah, yeah.
Do it.
I mean, we can fight the boss. Maybe
We're
fight
talking
around.
about the boss anyway, so
Yeah, yeah. Well,
perfect.
originally it wasn't. You didn't drop down. You went into a portal that brought you into his room, right?
Yeah, I the thing is that you drop down at like you just went through a portal. I'm like, hey, wait, the final boss room is literally directly below the room before it. Why don't we just make him fall in?
Yeah.
And then that also just gives the opportunity for that little intro with the boss. Why don't you show the people?
Here we go. All right. By the way, the voice you hear is my voice, distorted. All right.
No, that's just what your voice sounds like normally.
Well, yeah,
No, well, I
obviously.
mean, in the commentary here, you're actually. This is where you're distorted.
Yes. I'm distorted in comparison to the cat voice.
But yeah, like these jumpy cats were not here before the update. Originally, they only the only cats that spawned were the normal, angry-looking cats. I think it makes the fight a little more interesting.
I only got one attack upgrade. Usually I get 2 of them before this.
We'll see how you do without it.
Yeah.
Um,
The boss does slightly scale to you though.
yeah, that was a main thing. We wanted the boss to be about as hard, regardless of what you had, but maybe slightly easier.
Yeah, he always has just enough time to shoot off one laser. At least, no matter what.
But the less upgrades you have, the more likely he will get a second one out.
Yeah.
But before Nate helped me, I had most of this boss working on my own actually, but some of the stuff about the laser was pretty terrible. Like it was actually just the same bullet object that the enemy shot, but it just shot him out at such a fast rate that it looked like a beam. Yeah, again, that was hackmeat shit I was doing.
Yeah, and you had to move frequently to even be able to dodge it, and it was kind of unlikely to dodge.
Oh god, and even before the update, like this, we released it like this for some reason. He would take pot shots with his eyes and just shoot regular bullets, and it was the hardest fucking thing.
Oh yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, having the jumpy cats also possibly spawn kind of replaces that little bit of chaos. With a much better thing. It's still chaotic because you don't know what cat's gonna spawn, but it's not ridiculous with just random bullets coming out of him.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's so much better after the more recent changes.
Everything in general. Like I'm really happy with this now. Like the map isn't terrible, the layout's better. The boss is nice.
And now he's dead. How do you feel? I destroyed him. I destroyed your creation.
Destroyed your own father.
Oh. That's you, by the way, Joe.
That's me.
So both of our voices are in here. Where's Zach's?
I'm just in the withheld. Brittany's voice isn't in there. What did Brittany do, Joe?
Help me draw the cat ears on Cylor.
Oh.
And play tested the shit out of it for me.
All right. Well, do we have anything else to talk about, or do you want me to conclude this, or?
We can hop back in and play for a bit just to like.
Yeah, get the rest of the gems.
You just want to cover some miscellaneous stuff. When you beat the boss, this portal spawn to his room.
Yeah.
No, not his room, but the room before him, so you can kind of get down there more easily.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of like New Game Plus too. Like you can, like you have all your upgrades and stuff, obviously still, but you can when you start a new game, you don't keep it. I don't know why I said New Game Plus, but you get what I'm saying. After you beat the boss, you can keep going.
You can go back into the world and get everything you didn't get if you want to.
Yeah. So what exactly am I missing? Let's take a look. There's a question mark here. Oh wait, because I gotta go around the other way and get the other secret item that's there.
So it's the top, and there were a couple portals you missed.
Yeah.
What I would actually do is backtrack to your right.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's under here, right?
No, you already went through there.
Oh,
the portal in the next room.
Oh yeah, I completely neglected this one.
Because it takes you back down here, and you want to go to the left.
Oh yeah, yep. Then this is where the two portals are.
And now you can go in the other one.
There we go. Oh, I love this part. I'm glad.
Yeah, and
This
I
is a
love
great
these guys.
Yeah, they're great. The little happy girl cats.
The happy cannon cats.
I always imagine that these ones are girls and the other ones are boys, and then the ones with like the no expression is just genderless. I don't know why I personify them like that.
I think my intent was that they're lady cats, but they could just be happy.
Oh, here we go. Here's the other secret. And that
There's
is the other attack, yeah. Alright.
Very good. There's actually an unused stat in the game.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, and in Nate's initial prototype, there was a shell stat that determined the number of bullets you shot at a time.
And
it was ridiculous.
Yeah. It was crazy. Like, I don't even know if that was in long enough for the boss to be tested with it, but it would make the boss a joke. Unless, he was scaled. But, know.
Because imagine having all of the attack and speed upgrades, but multiple bullets at the same time.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to really pay attention to the number, or the names of these upcoming rooms.
Oh yeah, they're great names.
It's probably my favorite string of names in the entire game.
That's great, yeah. Okay, what am I... Oh, right, I gotta take the up path here.
I have that, by the way, I have that changelog pulled up.
Crap.
Just to go through it real quick. There was one hotfix release after the initial release and before the new version, which just made it added that boss portal, and it added one more save point.
You haven't actually gotten that secret yet, Nate, because you died.
Oh, which one was I going for? I kind of zoned out.
You want to go through the breakable blocks if you want to re-get that secret.
Like going up. The
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. You got to go back this way because you died.
Oh, okay. I remember this now.
Sorry, the distractions and the interruptions. Go on, Zach.
Yeah, the 1.0.1 just added it saves when you beat the boss and gives you the boss portal. It fixes a bug with the pushable crates. It would only work when you used WASD and not when you used the arrow keys, so lefties couldn't play the game.
Yeah, Jack was playing with the arrow keys, and he talked about how crazy the box was, and I had no idea what he was talking about because I never tested with arrow keys.
Yeah, that's so silly. I don't think any of us did because we're all righties.
Yeah. Thank you, Jack.
Yep.
So 1.1 is the Game Maker Studio port.
Oh, right.
Added the map. We actually made the game a little. It used to be square, but we made it a little taller and put the HUD on its own little area. So that, like, 'cause previously we had to, like, just have the HUD switch between the top and bottom side of the screen depending on the room you were in, and that was just kind of janky.
Yeah.
Name for every room. Save game, functionality, completion percentage, menu. By the way, Nate, I don't think you ever commented on those new and load buttons on the main menu. I think I did a really good job of duplicating your weird hand font.
Oh, the font's nice. I always thought the buttons looked a little too buttony for the game, though. But that's just me because I'm picky.
A picky eater.
Like they look like too real. They're not just like single tone.
This is actually a great place for you to get the next gem if you're to go to the right up there.
Up here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Check
where
the map.
that
Never
game
did
I
this.
accidentally
This is
activated.
kind of like a sub gauntlet.
Yeah.
It's less,
Not nearly
less.
as hard, though.
It's less difficult than the actual gauntlet, but it kind of feels similar.
It's the whole gang.
It's the
Oh,
whole
that's
game.
a stupid in joke no one will get.
Mm.
So is this whole game. I don't know what that means. By the way.
In a weird way, you might not be wrong.
In a sad way.
You actually did a ton of changes to the layout of the world in 1.1. Like, that's something that's not to be,
Sneezed at?
not to be taken for granted, because I don't think we've mentioned that much about it. Like, the rooms were changed, like, the layout of the environment was changed a ton.
It was mainly a lot of like layout tweaks and like me thinking I could convey things better or place enemies in a little bit of a better way.
Like, the actual, like, layout of the world, like, in total is fairly similar. It's just...
The content of the levels.
I have a map of the old game, and I'm gonna make a map of the new game. By the time this video goes up, I might have already made it. You can take a look at that for yourself. I'll make sure that we put it in the description or whatever.
Went the wrong way. Whoops. Where should I go next, actually?
Well, you have all the gems.
All of them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
There's 15 in the game.
Oh, jeez. So I don't want to show the secrets, though, so...
Yeah. And
I
then
guess
that one room you're missing is the pit that you can fall in at the beginning. So
Right,
yeah, you're
I
only...
missed that on my last playthrough as well.
Did you have to go back and get it just to be complete?
Yeah, because I wanted the 100% map and the 100% game completion.
Yeah, you can actually 100% the game without visiting that room, but if every single room is visited on your save file, you get a little star.
Yep.
I think there's like 2 rooms you can get away with not visiting. Trying to remember what the other one is, but I think that's the case.
Well,
Don't you need... no, doesn't that final secret that we're not showing off take off those lower right-hand 2 rooms?
Yes, but there's a room you've already been in that you don't necessarily need to go to. I can't remember what it is.
well, I also don't want to show... And yes, I'm going to censor that. I don't want to show where is.
That's fine. I guess we can talk about the map a little more before we head off.
Yeah, the map. Aside from like I said, the boss and the map are pretty much tied for taking up the vast majority of the 1.1 development time. What's an interesting thing is actually like a ton of the map stuff wasn't added in the initial 1.1 update. It was actually added in 1.1.3.
Huh.
Yeah,
There were so many hot fixes and things.
Like mousing.
I was super picky, and I was like, we need to do more.
Yeah, mousing over the map node with the portal to like, and it points out its destination. That wasn't in the 1.1 release.
Nope.
That was added at
That's a
1.1.3,
big
the most
thing.
recent version. Yeah, it saves the location of all the. There used to be a gate symbol in the lower right that was replaced with a question mark to show that like not only is there necessarily a gate here, but there's also, or there could also be a collectible in that room.
Yeah, like a gem or a power up. Just something in there maybe you didn't get or didn't notice.
Yeah.
Just so it's easy for you to be like, where the heck am I going? What did I miss? Because, you know, you might have visited somewhere but not gotten everything in it, and that's just kind of a bummer if the map's filled, but it's not really telling you anything.
Um.
Something that was there in 1.1, though, was it drawing secret paths differently than normal paths, which I still love.
Yeah.
The dotted lines. That's how did you do that exactly?
The game checks if you're currently, like, colliding with a secret block.
Secret blocks didn't. I changed the code so that secret blocks don't destroy themselves anymore. They actually they remain just invisibly, and if the player's colliding with one of those as he leaves the room, it notes that that's a secret passageway. Unless you've already shown that there is a non-secret connection between those two rooms, in which case it doesn't do that.
Yeah, it overrides the...
Oh, okay.
A normal connection overrides a secret connection. It is possible to like go into a room only through a secret, like a room that has like a secret way into that room and a normal way into that room for the same room, and you can room. For some reason, that word hits the point of semantic satiation with me really, really fast. And I always feel like I'm putting too much emphasis on the ooh, or I always feel like I'm saying room or rum. I don't know what it is with me in that word, but point is, if there's like two ways, you could technically go into that only in the secret way and have it display a dotted line there, and then if like later on you went in the normal way would override it.
Yeah.
Because there's actually a lot of like you can only see like there's only like on this complete map there's not too many connections that are purely secret.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of them are like here's a way that you'd normally go, but you're like tunneling under it or whatever.
Yeah, tunneling under or over or around. I remember the old secret to get to face was so fucking dumb before 1.1. Where it was much easier to get, and it had you just kind of go through this really stupid narrow path all the way around, like some of the late game rooms.
I kind of loved that.
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm sorry.
I only didn't like it because it just didn't feel very nice with Cylor's
Physics,
way that
yeah.
Cylor's physics are. Yeah.
Because you can just kind of jump in a one block high space and go. Brrr!
Yeah. Anyway, so
But oh well.
I think that's pretty much everything. I mean, we didn't 100% the game, but that's intentional.
Close
So
enough.
We want to leave it. If you still have not played the game, there's an interesting couple of secrets for you to find in this game that not a lot of people have found. There's a couple people who've contacted me and said they found it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're particularly if you are a fan of any of our other games, it might be special for you.
Yeah.
But for now, we'll see you on the next Layabouts Development Diary, Postmortem, something?
Whatever we call it. Yeah,
Whatever we call it.
What is this?
It's been fun.
It's been fun. All right. Thanks for
I've
watching.
been Zach.
Oh yeah. I've been Nate.
And I think I'm Joe.
Okay, now I can say thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye. Hi, I'm Nate Weisel.
What?
I don't like saying my name. I'm just like,
Just Nate. I'm Nate.
People will be able to figure it out who it is by looking at our About Us page. It's not like we're
Or
weird.
the game right in front of them.
Hell yeah, that's true.